Yeah! Welcome to episode 26 of Mouth Dancing. Your host, Young. That's what I'm talking about. Little fellas, little dudes and duderonis and dudettes. What other kinds of dudes are there? I think those are the main dudes I can think of. Dudes, dudettes, and duderonis. And dudes? Well, there's the dude from The Big Lebowski. It's a pretty famous dude. But he didn't really invent being a dude. He was just called the dude. And, that was just his character's name, but it's not like he invented being a dude, There were dudes around way before that guy. I think that word comes from being a cowboy, right? Being on a dude ranch. But then surfers started saying it to refer to people. And then it's just become this word that everyone uses, kind of like guy or man. Or gal, I guess. What else is there? Pal? Buddy? Friend? Amigo? Homie? Homeboy? Fella? Lady? Mister? Mrs.? There are just so many, It's crazy that it's like we keep making more of them too, and it's hard to keep track of them all. The language just keeps growing. It's like it's got a mind of its own. It just keeps expanding, and we have no control over it. We can just try to adapt to it as much as possible. Gotta be like sort of like an amoeba, Those things have been around since like the dawn of time. They're still here. They'll probably be here way longer than us, I don't know how long humanity's going to be around. People always predict it's going to end soon, right? Which I always thought seemed kind of self-centered. Like, oh, the world's going to end in my lifetime. I kind of doubt it. It's probably going to go on for a long time after you're dead. People probably won't even notice you're gone. They're like, oh yeah, that guy. He used to be alive, right? Now he's dead. They're not going to, the world's not going to stop turning because you're gone, I don't want to sound too depressing or real, but let's keep it real, Let's not sugarcoat things, because that's just the reality of it. You might think that the world revolves around you because you got that main character syndrome or whatever they call it. You think you're the main character of every situation you're in, but it's how everyone thinks of themselves, Everyone can't be the main character. It's like that expression, too many chiefs, not enough Indians. I think that's a serious problem that plagues American societies. We all get our egos, blown up so big. We're told that we're all special, that we're all going to be like an astronaut or a famous actor or a rapper or an athlete. And then it just doesn't happen for everyone. And then you have a lot of people out there who never really let go of that ego aspect of it. So they're walking around with the ego of like a serious baller, But in reality, it's a guy who works at Walmart, stocking shelves. That's why you get so much fucking tood from people, You're just trying to talk to a normal dude, and he's got so much fucking tood, when you talk to him. And you're like, ease up there, buddy. I'm not trying to diss you or anything. Let's just be friends, alright? You don't have to get all territorial, flex your fucking biceps at me. I couldn't even really care less how big your biceps are, to be honest. I mean, biceps aren't even that useful of a muscle. It's like, who walks around curling things all the time? That doesn't happen that often. Sometimes if you're carrying a box for a long distance, like when you're moving. You might need those muscles, or I don't know, maybe if you work in a restaurant and you have to carry like tubs full of plates and stuff like that. I used to have to do that as a busboy, so I guess biceps are pretty useful in that situation, but most of the time, I don't know, it just seems kind of pointless to have huge biceps, which is like everyone's favorite muscle to flex. Like if someone says, "Let me see your guns," it's like, it's always the biceps. I think triceps are pretty cool. They're kind of underrated, it seems like. No one really flexes their tricep at you if you ask to see their muscles, But if you got strong triceps, you could probably do a lot of push-ups, Or even push someone away from you if they get too up in your grill. Because they got a big ego. I don't know, just from being an American. I think America is like the land of the free, but it's also the land of the egos. It's like, I don't know how many people are in America. What's the population of this country? Like a billion or something? No, not that many. Maybe like 500 million. But whatever it is, it's like there are that many egos per capita. That should be like a statistic in the census, They should measure that as part of it. It's like your race, your gender, your income, your marital status, and then they measure your ego. Probably like, what is it, inversely related to the size of your junk. So if you got a small thingy, and the smaller your thingy, the bigger your ego. I don't know, I guess for women it would be opposite though, like the bigger your vagina, the bigger your ego. Because probably if you're a woman, it's better to have like a small vagina, right? For guys it's cool to have a big dick, and then for women it's cool to have a small vagina, I think. I'm not sure about that. It seems like, though, that like with vaginas, like tightness is really valued, right? Whereas with dicks, it's like size is valued. But that made me wonder, like, people think that it's like a tight vagina is so cool, but what about like a tight dick hole? How come no one ever says, you got a really tight dick hole? That's really cool. I wish my dick hole was as tight as yours. I guess it's because dick holes don't get fucked like vaginas do usually. Like, it's not really involved that much except when jizz is coming out of it. So maybe that's why. It's kind of a shame though, because some guys might be proud of that, Some guys probably have like really loose, flappy dick holes, which is not that cool. Because then your pee comes out all weird, right? The stream of pee is going to be all like, it's not going to be a clean stream of pee, It's not going to be like nicely shaped and have a good velocity to it when it comes out. It's going to be all like dribbling out and like, I don't know, maybe it might be like kind of a wide stream of pee, but it's not going to be nice and clean, and you're not going to be able to aim it as well at stuff, which is what you want when you're peeing. Because not every urinal has one of those little targets in it, Some urinals have this little like fake fly that they paint on there that you could aim at when you pee, or like a little bullseye type target thing. But yeah, I mean, if you got a big stream of pee, it's going to hit like part of the target, and then part of it's going to go to the side. It's kind of like you want a laser to be probably fairly narrow, right? It's going to do more damage that way. But if you got a really fat laser, it's just kind of be too dissipated, too spread apart. Probably not going to do as much damage, and it won't be as good for like precision cutting. Sometimes you can cut things with your pee, like if there's snow outside and you pee in the snow, you could cut like a design into the snow with your pee stream. Which is pretty cool. I know I used to do that as a kid. Probably a lot of people out there used to do that as children. You have to be in a place though where no one's gonna really see your junk if you're peeing. You could get in trouble for that. Probably happens more in like rural areas, like in Alaska. You could probably pee outside there and there's not gonna be anyone around to see it, You try to pull that shit in New York City, a big city somewhere. Try to cut shapes in the snow with your pee. You're gonna get in trouble probably. You're gonna get slapped to the ground or arrested. A lot of people would probably actually ignore it. Because that's what tends to happen in New York City. Like, there's so much weird shit happening all the time that you just kind of get numb to it and I don't know, you'll see something really wacky happening and just ignore it. So that could happen as well. Like, people will just be walking by like it's not a big deal, They'll see some weirdo peeing outside in front of everybody, trying to draw like a heart in the snow with his pee, and no one's gonna even say anything. Some people might have disgusted looks on their faces, but a lot of people are just gonna keep going about their business like it's nothing. Like, I gotta get to work. I don't have time for this crap, That's what it's gonna be like. But what can you do? That's just the way it is out there. But in Alaska, if someone did see you, they would probably freak out. They'd be like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Fucking playing with your dingling out here in the snow? You get frostbite on your penis and thing's gonna fall off, dude. They'd probably call the cops on you. The cops would come and tackle you into the snow. And your penis would fall in the snow. Then you'd have like snow in your underwear. Then say like, sir, pull your pants up immediately. And then you'd have to pull your underwear up and they'd be full of snow and it would like chill your junk really well. Like your dick and balls. Probably turn blue. That'd be like literal blue balls, Not like the metaphorical kind. Where it's like you haven't nutted but you really want to. I wonder why they call that blue balls, by the way. Do your balls actually turn blue from that? I don't think I've ever seen my balls turn a bluish color. I mean, knock on wood. I don't think that's a good thing. It seems like it's a sign of not much blood circulation. I don't understand how, like, not coming could cause that to happen. I suppose it could, but it seems a little bit far-fetched. I guess it's more of a figurative thing, right? Like, I got blue balls. I wonder where that expression comes from, though, the blue color part of it, But yeah, like having snow packed up under your balls and your dick would probably make them turn blue. It would melt pretty quickly, though, so it wouldn't be that big of a deal probably in the long run, as long as you got somewhere warm. But if you stayed out in the cold like that, I think there's a pretty good chance that your dick and balls would fall off your body. Like, because you'd get frostbite and they would die from it. The skin, That's what happens when you get frostbite, You could lose, like, fingers or toes. Maybe even your nose. That kind of rhymed. I didn't mean it to, but it did. Your ears. Frostbite's pretty nasty. You don't want to mess around with that. Especially when it comes to your nether regions. It's just the fact of life in the cold Arctic, Not so much a thing in Seattle. We don't have to worry about that too much. Because after it snows, it's like, a lot of times it rains immediately, and then it just melts it all away. Which I kind of like, actually. Snow is really overrated. Snow is cool for like a day, and then after that, it's just kind of annoying, and it gets in the way of everything. I much prefer sunshine. You don't have to worry about frostbite in a hot weather, region. Like Hawaii or California. Not too many people worried about that down there and over there. Kind of want to move to a sunny place someday, actually. Not Florida, though. That place seems kind of crazy. A lot of weirdos down there taking bath salts, and like biting people's faces off. That's pretty insane. I mean, that's like wild animal type behavior. And I don't condone that, and I don't want to be around it. But maybe I'll retire to Hawaii someday if I'm still around. That'd be pretty cool, actually. Aloha to all of you. Maybe I'll see you out there, sunny islands of Hawaii, surfing and skateboarding and swimming, eating good food. With that thought, I'd like to end this week's podcast. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.